for the supporters, for the community, to deliver them a championship. You ask him about being a villain, he gives you that wry smile that riles up the opposition. This is part of my game. If I'm getting in people's heads, they're not playing the same way. He specifically called out Kyle Becker for moments like that, and he knows how important various players are, but he's a Calgarian now. Sure, Honduran, but he has adopted Calgary. Calgary has welcomed him in as well, and he also enjoys these interactions. The Boo Birds from the Barton Street Battalion, as it's fine by me. It just means that they're noticing what I'm doing. I'm not going to accuse him, Terry, of a Milan Borjan injury timeout, but it kind of felt like they needed that bit of a pause, Cavalry. She told the media, we know we have been here before. You know, we've always been in the chase and close, but quite gotten there just yet. That disappointment adds a little bit of a something, but I think we are approaching it the way we approach every year, in the hunt, and here we are finally. That's how it's being approached. Down goes Choinière, a little tap on the back from the guilty party as Choinière continues to run forward. It's just a late little lunge from Dikiara. Definitely an area Forge will have if they can get those transition players with Dikiara's side of the pitch especially. Step from Atakubi that's come away with the ball. Norman Jr. settles down for Sissoko. Atakubi out wide. Norman Jr. can't get that beyond Razard Rama. Sissoko challenged by Elijah Atakubi. Deemed to be fair by the referee, no more than 7 yards away. Mercy and Morgan, they get tangled up. Going to be an interesting battle to watch that side of the pitch, but for the most part, Cavalry have been needing to weather the Forge storm as they had done last weekend.
Yeah, I think it's coming from not, spoke about it early on, being able to put any pressure on center backs Johnson and Crutzen. Forge have really been the protagonists with the ball.
Norman Jr. looking forward. It's a foot race between Rama and Escalante. He as deep a throw as you can get if you're Forge.
Been a touch predictable from Cavalry. It's been very vertical in those wide channels. The player they want to get on the ball is Simmons in midfield. He's such a tremendous footballer.
Passes around. Rama, good recognition. Indeed, off of him. Players go to it. Norman Jr. trying to dribble around the right back. Still on. That is a full commitment kind of tackle from Choinière in a similar position to where Sissoko won his, but on this particular occasion, the Forge player got it right.
I think Davey Norman Jr. made it look like a full body tackle. I think he's tried to sell that one too much. Tricky at 6'3".
Not going to get the benefit of the doubt against David Choinière. Pressure from Mason Trafford. Cousin Charlie is on the bench today and available for selection as the match goes on. He's been dealing with a bit of an ankle. Sergio Camargo, a hamstring. For the most part, this is as fully fit as Cavalry has been, with the exception of those season-ending injuries, of which there are 2 or 3. Thinking of some of them, you know, Fraser Aird is sat at home watching this in agony. These are the kind of matches that he's been waiting so long to have. Not that unfortunate ACL he'd be here. Fantastic little control on the chest from Princeton. Triangle. Excuse me, playing deep. National. This time Escalante is not going to get away with it.
It should be a booking. Nice little hesitation from Rama down the side. Really drew in Escalante. Needs to keep his head.
Rudolph walks right up to him. Goes 1-2. That's how many fouls of yours I've caught. He is on thin ice from here on out. It's definitely a cautionable offense. It is a matchup, though, that Tommy Wheeldon Jr. likes, that Escalante and Rama, especially when Razor can get a little bit forward sometimes, and if the players like Ujapapur are rotating to cover, there could be some openings. The 17th minute here. It's a fantastic crowd. The lower bowl on the opposite side, just about packed. Credit where credit is due to Atletico Ottawa from their match earlier. The scenes I can only imagine when Malcolm Shaw scored an incredible goal to all but book their spot in the final. It's going to be absolutely incredible next Sunday. Cannot wait to see if Atletico Ottawa can truly do it. The double and the worst of first times two. Liverpool nationality Jansson's casual Sunday passing through the green pressure. Now the Swede goes up just over the head of Sissoko. Escalante drops in. Razor Rama gives him one back.
That's a soft one. He didn't need to foul him. Escalante was going away from goal.
Here's Rudolph saying, hold it. He wants a word for the player, Sissoko in this case, not retreating back enough. Mason Stratford for Elliott Simmons. It requires near perfect precision to pass out of that press, but it's exactly what Cavalry has done here. Escalante, good touch. He goes to ground. This might be the first booking of the match. Cavalry were away in a very dangerous position. Usually Rudolph is looking directly at Alessandro Ujapapur. What do you see here, Terry?
Yeah, that's another one that should have been a booking. I think Ujapapur gets away with one, as did Escalante. But I agree with you, the press. Front three are working hard, and midfield three are doing a couple jobs in there. They're tight and also closing off passing lanes.
Oh, magic from Ali Musi. He thought that was going to lead to a set play as he got taken down in a very good position. And its return, I believe, Joe DiChiara. Yes. It's going to get Cavalry in trouble. If this was ice hockey, there might be gloves on the ice and players coming to Joe Mason for the shot after the whistle. It's loud in here, Terry, but it's not quite that loud.
Yeah, there's lots of adrenaline flowing. That's the third foul the game so far from DiChiara. And Jordan Wilson spoke about it in our pregame on the bench. And just keeping your head and just controlling yourself a little bit at the right time. And yes, the stakes are high. It's a must-win game for both teams, but a couple silly fouls. Both sides have trapped teams in good areas. Just finding that right balance of reading cues and making good decisions while still competing is so important.
Becker slid, Musi lunged. Neither come away with it as Ujapapur is cycling it back. Becker for Borges. Options on either side. Morgan's played through. Karifi now goes to ground. Absorbs a lot of Ashton Morgan, but got ball before body. Forge right back into the attacking third.
Yao covers so much space.
Becker keeps it in play. Again, Yao is required. Cuts out the cross, and then that's a nice hustle play to keep it in, or maybe not. The flag does come up. Standing at the halfway line was Tasman Parr. Eagle-eyed down the touchline. That's a big help for Forge. Becker not on the same page with Morgan that time, and a good little battle with Elliott Simmons. Fizzles out for Forge. Is a home and away semifinal setup, but there are no away goals tiebreakers. So despite Forge getting one at Spruce Meadows, if this match ends level, regardless of how many score, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, etc., we head straight to penalty kicks.
On the other pocket.
So often we'll see this from forwards where Ashton Morgan will almost join the midfield. Obviously, there's plenty of trust in these three on the ball right here, and then Najaba Peru will drop. Rama ahead. Nice step from Mason Crawford for David Norman Jr. Escalante, Rama, careful not to foul this time. Kubi not on the other side of that. Borges just pokes it free for Kyle Becker. Was looking to go quick. But that beach 1 year out of Kubi's being told to slow down. Which of the field, Dan Klum. Last week. More Moosey. Yes, gets flat-footed. Lost the pass for Simmons. DPR now. DPR for David Norman Jr., who had arms outstretched, calling for the ball. Easily taken away by Hujabapur. Schwanier still bombing forward. Trafford has to go and try and catch him, and he does so. Nice effort. A good slide, a good tackle from Mason Trafford. Though Terry, I'm sure he doesn't want to need to make those plays.
He thought twice about it, didn't he?
He sure did.
Nice pace from the veteran. Times it really well. Just before it was a great diagonal after Cavalry had one possession to go left to right. Release the pressure.
Clean shaven Cavalry captain, a little bit more aerodynamic that time. We needed every bit of help he could get. It's an offside right in front of Lee Zarp, but that's the easiest call he'll ever have to make. It was inches away from him there. One of the keys for Forge today, if they can get Woobens Pacius involved. Smyrniotis was asked about Woob's tendency to score a goal, and not just one, then have a few games off, but scoring bunches. Tommy said, look, that's what we're hoping for tomorrow. When one comes, three come after that, so if it can come together like that tomorrow, it would be great. But it's excellent for Woobens. He puts in a lot of work, all the guys in training, but for a number 9, you need to see them score. There goes Schwanier. This time, away from Norman Jr. A shove. Usering Rudolph blows the whistle. Points outside of the area. He gives the foul against Cavalry, but it is nearly a penalty.
My first thought, Adam, it's definitely a foul. Rudolph took a second to make the call. I want to say the contact started outside the box. Take a good look at it here. Contact carries on into the box. See his arm over shoulder there. I think it's the right decision from Rudolph. A little bit more central. It's a red card. Great pace from Schwanier. Norman Jr. is more of a midfielder than a fullback. Just caught on the wrong side there.
Well, it wouldn't be shocking to see a red card between these sides. There have been 7 when you go across all competitions, 19 of them. CPL, Canadian Championship, and the Canadian Championship, the fourth goalkeeper got sent off. Anything can happen when these sides meet. It's one of the most exciting fixtures in the league. And these moments is where the Partnership Battalion make a lot of noise. It is their captain, Kyle Becker, and Tristan Borges standing over inches outside the 18. Does Borges go again? He runs first. Good contact. Carducci gets there. Knocks it down and covers up to prevent any kind of loose ball rebounds. Closer and closer to the corner flag, dispossessed, last off of the studs of Borges and out for a Caps throw. Joe Mason through 26.5 minutes has just 2 touches in the match. And of course, he is going against 2 of the best defenders. You know, if Fritzon's been healthy all season long, he's nominated alongside Ashen Yodi Janssen, unless that means Alex could have played in midfield, which is his natural position.
I think it's more down to just the possession Forge have had. Forge dominating the ball. EQR is trying to get a little bit closer to Joe Mason, but Cavalry struggling just a touch to progress up the field. Smart on the last action for Carducci to go a little bit more direct. The other midfielder now stepping onto those second balls.
Possession that you speak about, Terry, it's 60% for Forge, 40 for Cavalry as they work from left to right here. There goes Rama bombing forward, still with Schwanier. Now makes the pass as the right back keeps himself onside. Norman Jr. gets both of these challenges right, but he's still under that pressure from Rama. Joe Mason jogs over towards the touchline. The foul will go against Rama. That is 2 warnings to each he and Jose Escalante.
A strong challenge. I think that's what David Norman Jr. is saying here. Looked as though his studs were showing a little bit. Yeah, it's a nasty one. Catches him right on the ankle. Bar's very high for a yellow card right now.
And honestly, I think the players don't mind that.
You mean the defenders?
Especially them, yes. Patience from Fritzon. The off-season injury that he was recovering from to a very brief return. He'd only played 161 minutes. 2 starts before he went down to Pacific. Yao, that's a clever ball for Ali Moussi. Draws in 3 orange shirts, sliding his Fritzon. Tommy Wheeldon Jr. clapping, not because he likes the tackle, but because he thought there was a handball there. Meanwhile, Forge coming back the other way. From the left to the right, Kyle Becker deflects off of Schwanier, falls for Sissoko. Pasillas picks it up. Now Hijabrapur drives near side. Klopp goes with him. Cavalry can't clear until they finally get that touch, and it's a key one from Dichiara. Dichiara still going, overlapping with Moussi, who has Klopp to his left. Ali Moussi hits the target that is the Canadian Premier League logo well behind goal. He has been their offense. He has been their spark plug, Terry. Not surprised to see him take it on himself there.
Yeah, he drives the team up the pitch. He's allowed to cut inside. There's no double for Hijabrapur to give him a hand. Seen him strike it sweetly from distance this season. Doesn't quite get that one right. At times you can say he's being clever. You can say he's cheating. He's a real outlet for Calgary when they do win. And it puts a little bit of extra defensive pressure on Klomp. Simmons to fan out a little bit.
Boubacar Sissoko. Can't get past Atakubi, though. We'll have another option at it. Find Schwanier this time. Schwanier draws in. Jabrapur Rama tiptoeing, trying to sneak away.
Out of midfield, Forge are maybe just one pass away from unlocking Cavalry right now.
Maybe this is the pass. Flag stays down. Rama off his head. The cross. Carducci. Rebound falls for Sissoko. Off of Mason Trafford in a corner. Unfield Stradamus, there's something there. They needed their pass. They got it. Carducci also got to it. Fully outstretched. You have the strong left foot of Tristan Borges here. Kyle Becker will go to Flash, but more often than not, they will play it with Tristan. They also love the 1-2 because Adekubi can't line up right beside. He has to try and guess, and at least that will give you a step or two to make a decision if you do go short. Rama. Kyle Becker, 6 goals against Cavalry all time. Most out of anyone in this all-time season series. They've often been of the big-time variety as well. Johnson stepping forward. Times it slightly wrong. Joe Mason, you can tell he's desperate to get a touch. He drops back deep in the midfield that time, Terry. Escalante nearby in case there were any mistakes. Escalante started offside. Quickly taken. Becker for Bacias. Brilliant stab at it from Grifa. Yeah, he's had an excellent first 33 minutes.
Excellent 2 years in Calgary.
Gets through, has an opening. Each one, just wide. Drops to his knees in disbelief. Kyle thought that was the moment.
I even think Carducci thought for a second it was going to nestle in that far post. Great detail on the pass from Chaudière. Normally you'd see Kyle Becker go to the near post. This time gives Carducci the eyes. Tries to wrap it back post. Misses by inches. Best action of the game so far. The detail we're talking about out now, that final pass. Forge.
Jose Escalante really has to watch himself. He's taking raise up right. In the first contact, hits it high and over. The Cavalry goal, 35 minutes down, less than 10 before stoppage time. Also here with Richie Lorraine, they're signing autographs at halftime. Becker takes it away. Kristen and Kyle. Seemingly inevitable duo. The Forge offense. When it's ticking, It's almost impossible to keep those two off the board. So far, so good from Cavalry. One year, an opening. William Simmons careful not to challenge and get it wrong in a very dangerous position. Unless he tried to spring Joe Mason, it was well offline. Tony Johnson has to deflect off the Cavalry player. Junior already on a yellow, remember, for the earlier infringements. Loco pops right back up. Which Lanier just wasn't expecting it.
Looked like there's a foul on Sissoko. A tricky one for Tommy Wheeldon Jr., and I'm sure he's pondering it for halftime, is how can they get pressure on those two center backs? We just saw D. Chiara step up to give Joe Mason a hand. What forwards are doing, Janssen and Cruzen are so good on the ball, they'll just pop it into midfielder Sissoko. It's a tough one. Can you maybe get your two wingers to help out a little bit more? Musi and Escalante, who right now are really just dealing with the forwards fullbacks. I like how Cavalry started, where they've made it really predictable and just locked forwards to one side. Maybe they go back to that. Joe Mason just goes a little bit higher and just allows one of the center backs to come with the ball.
Back and forth between the Belgian and the Swede. Burgess is ready to go. To it. Ball for Elijah Adekubi. Carducci, half-hearted pressure from Borges.
Easy, guys. Battle.
Go to Musi's side. Nice jostling, nothing untowards from either Musi or Morgan. There's a bit of desperation from Elijah. I think loses his footing and goes through Borges. Becker trying to say it, he's not retreating, that should be a yellow.
There's a foul on Adekubi. Rudolph in the end gives a handball, I believe.
Elijah, 26 years of age, his first season with the club, from the foothills to now 10 starts in this campaign, 22 appearances. You don't have a player of Elijah's profile available in this team. You're not playing a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-4-1-1 either. That's just kind of player. And each one here, the battalion makes some more noise for Rama. Cuts back just in behind the scenes. Becker down. Takes a deflection. And a foul against David on Jody Chiara. But when we look at this replay, Terry, we're going to see the Cavalry defender that just loses traction. And all of a sudden, Becker had another quality-looking goal.
What a run from Rama. Gets right to the byline, cuts it back, slip from Adekubi, which opens up some space for Kyle Becker. A lot of bodies for it to go through. Klomp in the end protects the goal well.
We've had the defensive excellence of Griffin. We've had the offensive excellence of Kyle Becker. And up for the Boubacar Sissoko, tagging Escalante.
Really impressed with Rama this evening. Kieran Trippier bombing up that right-hand side. He's a real four-moment player. He's a top defender, effective in transition. He's been helping Forge out with the press at times, stepping forward from that fullback slot.
Mosi a little bit awkward as he goes to ground. He leapt just as Ashton Morgan had done. I think might have either knocked the wind out of him or just fell down hard on that knee. Becker comes over to see if he's okay. A little bit of contact from Morgan, but nothing too cynical. Cius almost plays a dummy as Griffin goes with him. Borges, shoulder to shoulder from Griffin. Finger wag from Mr. Usury Rudolph, the referee, saying that was clean. Dan Klopp's turn, excuse me, to have both hands outstretched. Ready to receive and does so. See? Stops up, goes over. And that's to Morgan.
Quick feed from Moosey. Good football from Calgary. From left to right. Created a nice 1v1 for Moosey. Bit of a handstand there.
A handstand probably saved him from a pretty good headache. I think Ash gave them the half arm around the waist just in case. They have tried to help you now.
He's a good guy. That'll be part of the halftime team talk with Tommy too. Is once you kind of get to this right-hand side, what's next once it comes to Moosey?
What is Moosey to cross it in?
Good header.
Drifting back, Kyle Becker gets his studs up high. Just trying to clear the ball. He showed a straight red. Kyle Becker, for the second time this season, been sent off, and you're seeing the Cavalry players frantically wave in the training staff. It's completely incidental from Kyle Becker. He's not looking in that direction, but the referee deemed it's a dangerous swing of his feet. And if, Forge get through, that is bye-bye Becker for the final as well. This is a playoff and season-defining moment. Now, the most important thing right now is the health of the Cavalry player that absorbed the entirety of Becker's foot. The discipline and the fallout from it will come next. Here's the replay, Terry.
Yeah, I don't think it's a red card. Yeah, there's no intent whatsoever. Catches him in his chest.
Well, Kyle Becker is applauded off. That is the end of his season, and he knows that nobody wears that Forge logo with more pride. David Edgar and Bobby Smyrniotis try to tap him on the back of the head as he makes his way off. This drastically changes everything now, though.
My head goes with this one, and unfortunately it happens in football, is your reputation at times follows you, and you've said there's been red cards in the past, and that may be in Rudolph's mind. I think when he takes another look at it, a tough one. Especially in the second leg of the semifinal, it's not a red card for me.
Smyrniotis still trying to prove his point to Fabrizio Sassola. There's nothing the fourth official can do. The referee saw a high boot that caught Atakubi in the face and sends Kyle Becker off. So for the next 55 minutes in stoppage time, Cavalry a player. Forge without the heartbeat of their team as well.
It comes at a real tough time.
It is only David Norman Jr. standing over this free kick. A three-man wall. Norman Jr. tries to go over it. The curl, but it's over the bar.
It'll be important for Forge now to just let that go. You've got halftime in a second to regroup. They really were on top. Momentum was with them, and for Cavalry, that really changes what your halftime team talk was. And are they going to exploit 10 men of Forge?
There's only 2 minutes to be added on. I started the broadcast painting a picture of similarities to 2019 when they met leg one of the final. In that match, both Tristan Borges and Joel Waterman both were sent off. There was an appeal to get Borges back the second leg, but maybe it might have been Jay Wielden, not Joel Waterman. Catch myself there. It's been a few years. Trailing hand in the box. Remember the slide now. Call coming back. You imagine if Forge advance, they will be appealing that. And the other thing, since we have a bit of time, as Cavalry passes it around, as that will be the second card. If it's deemed to be serious violent conduct by the Canada Soccer Disciplinary Committee, it would be a 4-match suspension. Manny Aparicio and Pacific had that whole saga earlier in the campaign as well. But that's for post-game. And the week leading up to the final, we still have to find a winner first. It's Dikiara. Halfway through added time, just 2 minutes added on. It been surprising with the extended injury to Atakubi. Norman Jr., a give and go with Escalante. Again, no foul given. Norman Jr. on the yellow, hooks the arm around Soignier, takes him down to the assistant referee, makes the call. 3 players down, it's all popping off in true Forge Cavalry style.
Sending off.
This is just eerily similar to 2019 now. A second yellow card to David Norman, and it will be 10-10 in the second half. Unbelievable. This match truly never disappoints.
All this doesn't happen if Rudolph just calls a foul on DKR in the first place. Then it looks like it could be a penalty for David Norman Jr. He picks a pocket of Rama. Then he's just drawn into Ojapapor, who sells it. Here we see him picking a pocket. He does really well, then gets caught on it. Ojapapor comes over. He just shoves him to the ground. Again, it's a really tough second yellow, but he gives Rudolph a chance to give it to him.
David Norman Jr. makes his exit here as well. Norman Jr. and Becker with sending offs in a Forge v Cavalry match where we've done before, and we're not done yet. Escalante almost chin to chin with Tristan Borges. All eyes on Usry Rudolph. Every Forge supporter behind the wall has their red card out. There's the opposite angle. And yes, you, unfortunately, David Norman.
You're 10 seconds away from halftime. Why give Rudolph a chance?
It is chaotic. It is carnage. It's frenetic. It is Forge and Cavalry. We are without a goal after 45 minutes of play, but 2 red cards, 1 to Kyle Becker, and a second yellow to David Norman Jr. A wild first half that still needs a goal at Tim Hortons Field.
Canada's soccer heartbeat is growing faster as FIFA World Cup Qatar rapidly approaches, and Canada has one more friendly to prepare. One final test. It's Canada versus Japan, November 17th. One soccer.
Who's this game for? For those just making their start? For those with a whole city on their back?
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense. Almost time for kickoff between Birmingham Legion and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. But first, let's get a look at each side's starting 11s. And Mike, let's start with Pittsburgh. Head coach Bob Lilly rolling out a lineup pretty close to what we thought we'd see.
Most fans in Pittsburgh could have predicted this lineup. They've been very successful over the past few weeks. Very few changes.
On the other side of things for Birmingham Legion FC, they won their regular season finale 3-1 over Indy 11, and head coach Tom Sohn rolls out the exact same starting 11 to start the playoffs.
Yeah, no surprises here. Same formation, same players lining up that had such a good match a week ago.
Our referee tonight is Eric Tattersall. The Ohio native gets his 11th USL Championship assignment of the year. This is fourth time already this seeing Pittsburgh, his first time seeing Birmingham Legion here in 2022. There's the head man, Bob Lilly, the 56-year-old in his fifth season with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Not coincidentally, Pittsburgh, 5 consecutive seasons in the playoffs. On the other side of things, head coach Tom Sohn in his fourth season at the helm of Birmingham Legion. Get a fist bump for the Birmingham Legion president, Jay Heaps. Those two helped start this club in Birmingham, have led it to the playoffs since they started playing in this league back in 2019. Birmingham Legion and their sweet home Alabama Reds tonight at Protective Stadium. Pittsburgh Riverhounds in their change gold and gray. Crowd continues to file in here in uptown Birmingham, Alabama. Mike, it is absolutely gorgeous. 74 degrees and sunshine. You could not ask for better weather for this type of game.
Got great weather. Got two really good teams. You've got a huge crowd. I'm sure it's the largest of the year. A fantastic atmosphere. Everything that you'd expect for a playoff match.
These two teams met in the playoffs back in 2019. It was all Pittsburgh in a 7-0 rout. This should have been a playoff meeting back in 2021. Multiple covered personnel for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds tested positive for COVID-19. And the Birmingham won in a walkover, so we did not get to see these two teams meet here in Birmingham last year. Only fitting that we get to this same meeting to start the USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense here in 2022. Third meeting this year between these two. Pittsburgh won early this year at Highmark. Birmingham returned the favor about a month ago here at Protective Stadium. A big reason why Legion FC are playing this playoff match at home. It's the Eastern Conference quarterfinals on this Sunday. Birmingham Legion and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And with the whistle, we are underway. Opening minute of tonight's contest presented by Fleetio. Ball over the top from Alex Cronali. Reaches intended target Marlon Santos. Anderson Asiadu making the run forward, had it knocked away. Zach Caravo late arriving as well. Agadello. Prosper Kasim an early touch. Dean making the aggressive run. Kasim around a defender but could not quite keep it in play. It was deflected by Rivera out of play. And inside a minute, the first Chick-fil-A corner kick of the night for the home side.
But Legion would look to get into the attack quickly, but they've sent lots of players forward. Certainly very aggressive start.
Marlon Santos almost got there and redirects outside the box. Canardo Forbes a header as well. Forbes got a piece of that pass over the top from Roof. By Griffin. To Dequa, who is brought down by Kavita. Referee playing the advantage for now. Now Kavita does get back in front, and the referee blows play all the way back to the original infraction. Free kick for Pittsburgh.
Refereeing saw the foul, acknowledged it, but let Pittsburgh continue. Nothing came of it. Brought it back to the spot.
100 seconds into the Eastern Conference quarterfinal session here for Pittsburgh. Donez and Williams, the backs for tonight, as Agadello got a boot in on that pass. Both sides fairly healthy coming into this playoff run. At our injury reports, only Nate Dos Santos is missing for Pittsburgh. That knee injury has kept him out since August. Santos, the only man on the injury report for Pittsburgh Riverhounds. For Birmingham Legion, the only man on the injury report is Freddie Kleeman. That torn ACL the early part of the year. Aside of that, Birmingham come in this playoffs healthy as they could possibly be. Hertz flicks that header on. Beat Dequa to it. Dequa back on the end of it. His pass cut out by Dean. Johnny Dean wasting no time racing forward. Agadello poked away by Wheat. Surprise to Riverhounds fans, Shane Wheat back in the starting lineup once again for the 29th time this year. Running forward, that pass instead a little bit beyond Dequa. And goalkeeper Matt Van Ogle gets his first touch of the night. Robbie Mertz. Mertz pushing forward, has Dixon running with him. Dixon gets the cross away, but it's cut out by Kavita. Dixon creates so much danger for Pittsburgh. It's Dixon on one side, it's Dean on the other. Going to be a matchup on either side's right flank to watch this evening.
Definitely key players that both teams know love to run and get forward. Both Dixon and Dean have been involved in a lot of attacking for both these sides.
Be pretty fresh. Played just 5 minutes regular season finale against the Oakland Roots. Back in the starting lineup for Pittsburgh here in this all-important showdown. Able to bring that down and shield off Mertz and find Enzo Martinez. How about that footwork from those two? Santos possessed by Wheat. It's a throw for Legion FC right in front of the Hounds bench. Will opt to take that throw from almost the same spot. Goes to Fonwell Kavita and Mike. A chance for us to look at our keys to the game tonight. Let's start with Pittsburgh. They fell in this building a month ago. A big reason why they're playing on the road in this 4-5 matchup. What does Pittsburgh need to do tonight to change things this time around?
Set pieces can certainly be a big factor for them. They're very good throughout the year, and it's an area Legion struggled in. They also need to attack. There's no way they can win this match by sitting back and defending against Birmingham Legion. Legion, keys to the game are pretty simple, as it's been all year. Know they create chances, just need to finish those chances off. They also need to, what I'm calling, rinse and repeat. Dominated the last match. They play with the same intensity way that they did against Indianapolis.
Birmingham Freightliner free kick. Kasim's service sent away by the Hounds back line. Goes to Matt Van Ogle. Everybody a chance to regain some shape here. Birmingham Legion 9-4-4 so far at home. That win against Pittsburgh about a month ago. Pittsburgh 7 road wins to their credit this year. Santos went up with that challenge all the way back. It goes to Jamali Waits. On Husky. Now the goalkeeper job into Pittsburgh. Shane Wheat. Or Ordonez. Over the top, a bit too far beyond Dixon.
Has been a very right-sided team. Dixon time to own attack.
Santos run on to that. Good hold-up play from Juan Agudelo to hold off Mertz and Forbes as well. Vita in on that challenge. A lot of bodies to the floor. And now the whistle is going to go against Birmingham Legion. Challenge from Kavita, but from the earlier challenge, Juan Agudelo, as he was trying to hold off Canardo Forbes.
Tackle looked like a pass, more tackle. Referee has brought it back all the way. Initial contact.
And Canardo Forbes' name a lot, or at least we will be if Pittsburgh is playing well. Forbes, Blue USL mainstay. Seasons. Time assist leader. Wide to the run of Mertz. Got back to his feet. Flip things from one side to the other. Griffin. Then looking in front of Mertz again. Diadu. Shoulder to shoulder according to the referee. Agudelo brought it down with his arm. Free kick coming for Pittsburgh, much to fans down below's dismay. Agudelo, the 29-year-old, just barely broke it in with this team last met. Probably a good call based on that vantage point. Agudelo had just been signed. Birmingham Legion. Teams met at Highmark. He has since settled in. Birmingham starting 11. He scored 7 times. He's also assisted 5 others. 4 chances last time out in the regular season finale against Indy 11. Finds Mertz, but Roof went to ground to take it away from him.
On Agudelo, he has scored goals. He has set up some, but his role in this team is really being a hold-up player. They love to play balls to his feet. They play it to him in the air. Has a way of using that big, wide body to hold people off, allow other players to attack.
Birmingham side that did not score against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh scored twice. Played in Birmingham. Not for an errant offside flag against Agudelo. Would have scored 3 times as Van Oekel is forced to an emergency clearance. Provided by Dequa, gives Pittsburgh possession back. Rovo tried to keep it in play, could not. Barking instructions from his touchline. Head coach Tom Sohn. They're calm and collected 9+ minutes in. This touch does not come off as intended.
Minute of this match, the Legion were racing forward. Lots of players attack. Since then, this down just a bit. Both teams trying to be very steady in what they do. Both teams trying to figure out how they can attack the other team. Mostly played in mid last couple minutes.
And looking for Kasim over the top. All the way back to the run of Waits by Williams. The old center back got it there before Kasim could run onto it. Mike talking to head coach Bob Lilly earlier this week. He thought this was going to be one of those games where, no, it is. Single elimination, do or die game. Both sides, we're going to throw numbers forward and attack. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to try to get this game by the throat. No one was going to be sitting back, at least in his estimation.
Probably correct in that prediction. Know that Legion are going to attack as they are right here.
Martinez trying to hold off Griffin. Kasim, there from Rivera, sends it all the way back as far as Cronulla. And Rivera chopped down by Kasim. Free kick given. And very quick to offer the Colombian a helping hand.
Sportsmanship, tactic. We sometimes see attacking players, they kick you in the back of the leg and then apologize afterward. Physical contacts do add up over 90 minutes.
And a dozen minutes into this Eastern Conference quarterfinal presented by Birmingham Coca-Cola. Scoreless so far between Hounds and Birmingham Legion. Wade sends it forward in the direction of Dikwa. Roney, Griffin. Enough out the danger. Dean's pass is cut out as well. Dikwa into the area for a bit of support. Service cut out by Dean, who sends it out of play as well. Well, trying to turn, Dean feet up. Dean, pardon me, got feet in. Trying to break out of the pressure, could not.
Really nice job of reading the passing lanes and getting there quickly. Times we've seen them step into the lane, intercept balls in the Legion defending third.
Pass cut out once again. Kavita is there. Press a little bit to keep an eye on. Birmingham's press gave Pittsburgh all sorts of trouble in the second half of their last meeting. Pittsburgh has a eye so far about Birmingham when they try to break out as well.
Teams are very good in possession. They both want to keep the ball and make the other team and long periods of defending. Both very aware of how quick they can get at them, get forward. Too many players trying to press the ball.
Doña's through the chest of Juan Agudelo is what drew the whistle. A bit slow to get up as we get a second look.
Section.
I said he got all ball, but that left shoulder also got quite a bit of Agudelo. Finds into Martinez in a half space, but his pass to Aravo doesn't quite come off. Ollie through the back of Dikwa is called for the foul.
Fouls at both ends. It's not about whether or not you won the ball. It's hit the man first before you won the ball. No question that one. Cronulla came right through.
Ollie, Kavita, and Dean really been a trio that has been distant as you come in the USL Championship. Their names written almost in Sharpie in a week out for Legion FC as Rivera couldn't quite keep that in play. Jake Rufu joins them at the back of this back four for Legion again today. At start of the year for the Alabama native. The Birmingham defense that early part of the year was known for their organization, known for blanking opponents, but they've gone 10 games now without keeping a clean sheet. Something to keep an eye on.
That may have to do based in the last 10. A lot of playoff matchups, a lot of back-to-back games makes it tougher to.
Side of things for Pittsburgh. This is the Pittsburgh side that's conceded almost 40 times this year. It's the most goals allowed in the Bob Lilly era at Pittsburgh. Once again, turning in another solid season, 57 points compared to Birmingham Legion's 58. Able to turn in a half space. Cicerone. Play it one time over the top. Griffin's not going to get there.
Goals, but on season row for Bob Lilly. Playoffs. Absolutely unheard of any league in any sport. Row. Such an impressive run.
Aravo trying to bring that down and run forward and got it out wide to Kasim. Well done from Aravo. Kasim against Rivera. Rivera took it off him and right at the red basket of Jamali Waite. Zach Aravo, the game's first shot on target.
Play from Zach Aravo. Brought it out of the air, passed it out of the air, and then hit a one-time strike from a tough angle, but hit it pretty cleanly.
Saves this year for Jamali Waite. First distance, Zach Aravo. Minutes gone. Protective Stadium, Birmingham, Alabama, the last Eastern Conference quarterfinal. So far in these USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense, the home side has won every game. I'm hoping that trend continues. Hoping and respite. Donya's under duress, so keep it up. And again, Enzo Martinez, the man you said in the open, has run miles and miles and miles this year for Legion FC. Big part of this Legion FC pressure. You do in circles. Find the feet of Agadello. Forbes. Has options. Dixon is storming down the flank. Dixon cuts it back. Mertz an opportunity. Mertz around Kavita. Van Oekel with a big time stop. A huge save from Van Oekel, and now the counter starts the other way with Marlon Santos.
Mertz showing his class. Great footwork to create a chance for himself. Matt Van Oekel somehow got a big palm down to that ball and kept it out of the net.
Defensive work by Pittsburgh to recover quickly, take it off of Santos. First chance night belongs to Pittsburgh. A few fingers for Matt Van Oekel, keeping this scoreless draw to this point.
I don't think he barely gets.
And it was Robbie Mertz creating the danger. An acquisition for Pittsburgh. Deekwa trying to get around Kavita, could not. Fans happy to have Mertz back in the mix after he spent all those years. The Hounds a couple of seasons ago. Giveaway at the back for Birmingham. Cicerone not on the same page with Mertz that time around.
Santos, a very lucky man. Took a risk with the ball in his back third. Had it picked off. Lucky it didn't create a chance. Here's Robbie Mertz weaving and dancing. Matt Van Oekel somehow gets down and gets a hand on that ball.
For a PK as well from Mertz, who thought he might have got brought down by that arm of Kavita. Referee not obliging though. And again. Jake Roof, Alabama native. Pernali. Push forward, looking for some seams in this Pittsburgh defense. Aravo. Cut out. Ordonez read the passing lane, and Ordonez wants to sprint forward and start this counter. For Cicerone. Instead, Cernali has it read.
But when these teams played, felt like Leeds do most and wanted to, especially in the second half. They quickly created chance after chance. Pittsburgh clearly watched some video know where Legion are trying to play. They're stepping into those passing lanes very quickly, creating some good opportunities for themselves.
And Select is celebrating its 75th anniversary and is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. What you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, league's choice, the player's choice. Midway point of this opening 5 between 4 seed in the East, Birmingham Legion, and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Got out of play as Williams. Get play restarted from that far touchline. Trying to hold off Enzo Martinez, and does rather physically. Is giving away some bit of size to the big Trinidadian center back. Ali and Kavita bring it under control for Legion FC. Looking over the top, Martinez has made the run. Martinez trying to hold it off against Williams. And Santos late arriving. Good work by Williams, but Hervo cuts out the pass. Thing to be done for Pittsburgh. Hurts been in that midfield, doing the job by and large for the Riverhounds.
Both teams are really hard to close players down. Nobody's getting any time on the ball. Have to receive it and play it very quickly. We're going to have people biting at your.
Brigade down below or left, making plenty of noise. First 23 plus minutes. For the Legion. And the Ultras drums all evening long. Great crowd here in Birmingham. Shout out to everybody watching. Berg as well. Plus are on the points. Have you along for the ride in a time showdown here in the Eastern Conference playoffs, presented by Hisense. And it's gone scoreless. Mike Getman, glad to have you with us tonight. First pass, run onto by Forbes. Got Cicerone as well. Back got organized. Pittsburgh slows things down as well. Roney. Williams. By Mertz. Forbes looking for the big switch. Dixon couldn't quite keep it in play.
Half a yard wrong side of that white line, but what a fantastic first touch and second touch. Such a dangerous player because he's got confidence in his own skills. He can pass the ball, but he can beat you with clever moves as well.
Along the touchline, his pass cut out. And it back. Instead, it's a Pittsburgh throw. Pittsburgh, it has not been easy building so far from the back for Legion FC. With the header back to win things back for the Legion. Only surveys before Birmingham Build once again. Birmingham fans to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news like upcoming USL Championship playoff game info. Remember to follow at BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The Legion FC app today. Google Play, the App Store, FC app, and at BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. Roof looking over the top. Agatello trying to bring it down. He does. Agatello across. Kasim, his shot blocked. His second just high.
Really good attack from Birmingham Legion. Pittsburgh was stepping up and putting pressure on their back, so they played an early ball over the top. Juan Agudelo so good at using his body to hold people off. Finds Prosper Kasim. Second one just high and wide.
Kasim, a man who has scored important goals for Legion FC. The X Factors. Looking at the preview content on USLChampionship.com this week. 8 times this year, scored in the playoffs a season ago as well, or 2 seasons ago, I should say. Ertz. Same page with Dequa. Given away rather cheaply. Is giving no room to turn by Kenardo Forbes. Hopefully turn from Aravo. He does find Martinez. Aravo back to the feet of Agatello. Quality passing and awfully tight corridors for Legion FC there in that sequence. And a Siadu. In a half space, finds Agatello. His pass, Martinez denied by Waits. A monster stop from Jamali Waite, his first huge save of the night.
Dave, such quick reflexes to make that play because the shot came from very close in and it wasn't hit at him. He had to react to it. It's so well.
By Martinez. Not by Waits. And stop of the night, but his first major one, and now both Van Oekel and Waits. Beach, their part in keeping this game scoreless to this point.
About making that 1 or 2 big plays when called upon. May not see the ball for a matter of 5-10 minutes, but are you ready when that one comes? So far, both are up to the task.
Oh, chips it in for Agatello. Out his redirect and looking for Martinez. Marlon Santos in a wide area. Martinez. Hit from behind by Forbes. Free kick given in a very dangerous spot.
Clever from Martinez. They've been pressing him all over the field. They're trying not to let him get touches. He just simply gets his body in front, knows the foul is coming, goes down, says, if you're going to play me that tight, I'm going to draw free kicks, create some dangerous opportunities that way. Very clever play from him.
Free kick presented by Birmingham Freightliner forthcoming for the home side.
Not been a great strength for Birmingham Legion. Set pieces have not been their friends this season. But do they have something drawn up for the playoffs? Have they been holding something back for an occasion like this? Very big wall, lots of tall bodies in there. The shot is up and over. It's going to have a lot of dip on it to get back down over that wall.
Waite has his wall of 4 set. Martinez leaves it. Dean. Waite with another save. Martinez has his shot blocked. Jamali Waite to the rescue for the second time in a matter of minutes for the Riverhounds.
Legion did have something up their sleeve. Instead of going up and over, they just pushed the ball to the side. Very well struck ball. Touch to the side. Johnny Dean hits a worm burner. Enzo Martinez just couldn't quite collect it the way he wanted to get the second shot off of this rebound. But another dangerous opportunity for Birmingham Legion.
23-year-old Jamali Waite. His college career at Farley Dickinson. Off to UConn. 15 of the last 17 games now in goal for the Riverhounds after winning that #1 goalkeeping shirt. Awfully talented young man is showing why he earned that #1 spot so far in this quarterfinal.
Not come in the season as the #1. Coaching staff has their idea of who they think is going to be the man, and it may not change for year 3. Molly Waits grabbed hold of his opportunity, just has not let go.
Brought down by a Seydou, free kick given to Pittsburgh. Seydou, two of the most hard-nosed defensive midfielders you'll find. Eastern Conference. Over the top in the direction of Dixon. Santos trying to hold off Mertz, and he wins the whistle as well.
Such quick feet. Tight pressure. Very well that time. That piece.
Dozen minutes left in this opening 45 as Dean looks over the top for Agudelo. Waite is well off his line. Ordonez heads it towards the end line and clears it away from trouble. Moments there briefly for the Hounds. We're able to clear things as far back as the midway line. Dean on the run. Dean, a first-time serve. Waite handles cleanly. Good, Jamal Waite under duress, especially as of late, but he held up just fine. Roney over the top. Dean runs it down. Wanted the offside flag anyways. Did not get it. A throw for FC. The game touchline thought the offside flag should have gone up. Or on this near side did not agree.
Has been quiet and composed for most of this match, but that ball definitely brought him up on the bench.
The Hounds, Rivera searches for options. Forbes for control is off the hand of Enzo Martinez, so a free kick here for Pittsburgh. Chance perhaps to bring some of the big bodies forward. Exactly what Pittsburgh's going to do here.
A lot of big bodies.
And it's taken quickly. Defending by Agudelo. It's out for a corner, but Rivera was trying to make the sly run in behind. Corner of the night coming for the Hounds.
And Lee switched off while they were getting everybody back in position. Pittsburgh played quickly down the side, and only Juan Agudelo read it just quick enough to get there and knock it out of play.
Creating a little bit of space there in between the signboards. Driven service got all the way through. Not get on the end of it. Rivera went to ground to win it back, but only for a moment. So Martinez wants to break. Martinez goes down. Referee playing the advantage. See you do. Santos. Marlon Santos, he's got Arivo with him. Might get it back to him. Martinez. Cicerone. Team trying to turn. Forbes not letting.
Santos' first time was 1v1, went at his man, created something for Birmingham Legion. As the ball got to Johnny Dean, he was immediately double teamed. Pittsburgh not going to let him run at anybody one.
One of the most dynamic fullbacks in the league this year, created almost 60 chances. The only outfield player in the SL Championship to play every single minute. He's back on it here. Team for Enzo Martinez. Martinez away, but couldn't quite get anything behind it. Nunez was on his back, stride for stride.
Every minute of every game. The unbelievable. Play so many matches, many back-to-back matches. Players put in so many miles. Not have any injuries, not be tired and need a break. Very impressive.
Not like Dean plays center back either. He is bombing up and down that right side when Birmingham are playing to their liking. Forward numerous times so far in this first half. Cut out, intended for Agadello. Vida, called by Tikwa.
Annie Griffin, Pittsburgh, not far off of that mark. Not quite every minute, but it might as well have been. I think he's 5 or 6 minutes. The entire season.
Been that way for Griffin for quite some time. Missed only 5 minutes this year, only 12 minutes the year prior. Available for selection for USL Championship match the past 3 seasons. Absolutely remarkable. Ordonez up to the task against Martinez. Ball's back for Martinez. Ordonez kept him on side for the moment. And Santos tried to get the shot away and was crashed into. That man Griffin. Not being an easy catch for Waite. Moments here of the opening 45. Berg's had one killer goal scoring opportunity. Birmingham have had a couple. And scoreless for the moment. Roney trying to get forward. Here comes Forbes. He's got Rivera as well. Rivera, his serve headed away by Kavita. Marlon Santos. Chopped down by Wheat. Referee says it was clean. Cross to the penalty spot. Nobody in a yellow shirt waiting for it. Santos a little ginger after that challenge from Shane Wheat.
Very hard tackle, but there was a lot of ball involved, and I did think it was a play. He had his eyes on the ball. He won the ball, followed through, and hit the man.
Does carry on back to his typical spot on that left flank. Good defending there by Shane Wheat. In some space against Santos. Made sure he couldn't break. Hurts on his back, able to hold him off. Arivo. Hello, lovely flick to Dean.
Have let Birmingham Legion have the ball at the back of their team. They've made it very difficult difficult to find feet in the front third of the team.
Does find a seam here in between the lines. Rosberg is drop a little bit deeper to start to get possessions. Attacking third going for the Legion. Santos from one side to the other. Roney got there before Dean. They kept it in play. Cadello. Turn went down. The referee says no. Roney by Aravo, a throw for the Hounds.
Roney double teamed very quickly as well. Both teams have scouted each other. They've played each other twice this year. They know who the danger men on and are, and they're just not letting those guys have very many touches.
And back it goes to the goalkeeper, Waits. Trying to hold off Marlon Santos. Touched by Santos. Fans can't watch the match? Then turn on Sirius XM FC channel 157. America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Your live matches for the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. Sirius XM FC. Coach Tom Sohn was on USL All Access this past week. For Western Conference final, involving San Diego Loyal taking on the Oakland Roots. It's on Sirius XM FC 157 later on tonight. Finds the feet of Agatello. So Martinez's touch a little heavy. All the way back to his goalkeeper. Two minutes left in this first half. Can either side create something? Pittsburgh looked like they might want to. Rivera bombing forward. Foul behind the play. Referee once again playing the advantage as he has done bulk of this first half.
Really nice job of letting this game flow. There have been some hard challenges. There have been a few fouls, but mostly let the players play.
Eric can't quite beat Dean to that pass. Fifth minute here at Protective Stadium, and a warning back Aravo, but nothing more than that. As our referee tonight, Eric Tattersall, has kept the cards in his pocket. Any stoppages? Can't imagine there's too much stoppage time coming once we reach the end of our 45. The directive from down below is Enzo Martinez with a chance to break. Nasiadu joining the fray as well. Roof. And that is halftime. Will be no UAB medicine stoppage time. The free-flowing first half comes to a close after exactly 45 minutes. Both sides had some goal-scoring opportunities. Into the halftime dressing room scoreless. Number 4 seed Birmingham Legion and the number 5 seed Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Mike, certainly plenty to talk about for both sides in the dressing rooms.
Be some things to talk about for sure. I think both coaches will be reasonably happy. Certainly nobody got punished or hurt for any mistakes in the first half, and that's what you really fear. You don't want to give away goals and put yourself in a hole early. Both teams also happy with the creation of a couple of dangerous opportunities. I think they have some things to talk about. Probably not too many Pages.
45 minutes down here in Birmingham, Alabama. Halftime festivities coming up when we return to our coverage of the USL Championship playoffs, presented by Hisense.
Gorgeous, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He might be the most consistent performer they've ever had and deserves a whole lot more attention. He's been that good since 2019 and especially here tonight. Trafford lays it on the line, advantage being played. It's brought back as there's none for Cavalry. Charlie knew that was going to hurt. He's already got the bad ankle. And you know that it's not good because otherwise he'd be back on his feet. He understands the game situation right now.
A heavy touch from Matusula, touch and then a tackle.
The other person we're going to watch closely is Marco Carducci. 90th minute, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. Kentabe tries to do a little bit too much, loses his footing, ricochets. It's a Javapur beside the corner flag. Tries to find Campbell. The pressure from Musi helps that turnover. Now Mason Trafford. Charlie Trafford still limping about back there. He's the last line of defense, but they need a goal right now. Camargo goes in, Rama slides. No foul, says Yusri Rudolph, into stoppage time in less than half a minute. All eyes will be on Fabrizio Stasola's board. Cavalry want to see this number as high as possible. Forge, they don't want to see any. Camargo for Escalante. Jose Escalante, it's another decent cross. Not a ton with it from Owolabi Belu, sending it back 6 minutes. The minimum time to be added. That is great news for Cavalry and great news for the neutral. Roberto Alarcon driving in, Terry. It's everything right now. There's contact in the box. They're going down.
It's interesting. Rama doesn't really fancy getting too close to Escalante right now. Allowed him to put it in the box. It comes right across Alarcon and touch reckless there. There's a good challenge just before from Rama, who's been outstanding as well. For sure he was in for a show for man of the match. He's been excellent today.
Goes against Cavalry. Forge and the supporters happy.
Valiant from Calgary. Is there, Adam? One more opportunity, one more set piece.
We've learned anything, Terry. There might be more than one.
5 minutes.
Campbell closed down by both Dan Klump and Roberto Alarcon, hunting in a duo. Foul will go against Taryn. Roberto Alarcon asking how many times. You understand where he's coming from, but that far away from his goal, probably best to let it go. We do now see Jordan Hamilton enter. He'll take over for David Chouanier. What a performance, what a night. And listen to this crowd, Terry.
Been excellent. Created a couple of great final acts. Top goal to go up 1-0. And some really good work defensively that flew under the radar, giving Rama a hand. Those two have an excellent relationship down this right-hand side. Really makes Chouanier difficult to defend as he can go both ways. He's so two-footed. just as quick with the ball as he is without it.
Away from Hamilton and Darren Campbell as Cavalry are back inside of the Forge end. It's 10v10. It has been for the entirety of the 45 minutes. We've seen 3 goals. Can we get back to 2-2? The crossover, Alarcon runs in, gets tangled up with Owolabi Bello, who should be last off of the Forge left back, and it is. Again, that season opener, the home opener, excuse me, for Forge. There was a stoppage time goal from David Chouanier in that game to finish 2-2. With all of the flashbacks these past 4 years that we've seen tonight, 2-2 would not surprise me. Cavalry win another foul. Just tiptoeing closer and closer to the attacking third. Marco Carducci in the neon green is going forward to join it. Jose Escalante mines the space almost as if he's a sweeper. It is that point in the match. It is that point in the season. A pretty good looking ball. Clock tracks over. Does that touch the top of the Forge player's head? No. Eagle-eyed. The ref. Gorgeous, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He might be the most. Margot cups it up right to Terry Campbell. Carducci runs back into position. Hamilton bombs forward. What a tackle from Dan Club. And now it's Ali Musi. Less than half a minute to go in the original 6. Kintave back to the right. Heavy touch recovers. Kintave! One near post. Trafford lifts his hand in case there was a deflection. There was not. And now it is all up to the referee.
Substitute. Kantavi's been dangerous since coming on. Cuts across it a little bit too much. Don't forget, there's been a couple substitutions during injury time. There might be another minute.
Tristan Henry sends it away. Referee glances at his watch. Doesn't blow it yet. It's Mason Trafford. Escalante is down and off the pitch. He got hurt in that stab. It's Camargo, though, going back the other way, looking for Bevan. It's cleared. Forge, again, inevitable. Fourth consecutive Canadian Premier League final is headed their way. Another instant classic between two massive rivals that saw everything, and I mean everything. But Smirniotis and his side prevailed again. David Chouanier.
Birmingham had a bit more of the ball as well. We will see if that continues in the second 45 minutes Absolutely gorgeous night here in Birmingham, Alabama. So far, this game has lived up to the billing. Scoreless through 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. The second 45. We return in a moment.
I need to try it first.
One more.
One more.
Hey, kid. Yeah, we'll take one more.
More.
Welcome back to Protective Stadium, Birmingham, Alabama. Time to look at our first half highlights brought to you by Chick-fil-A, Birmingham Legion, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And a great atmosphere here at Protective Stadium. And Mike, this is the best opportunity Pittsburgh has had so far.
Robbie Mertz showing those super quick feet and great touch. Matt Van Oekel doing really well to get down and get a big palm to that ball.
Van Oekel had to make a big save there. This is the first save of the first half for Jamali Wade, but he had to make a couple of big ones later.
Jamali Wade's ball a little more than he'd like to be, but up to the task so far. This was a terrific save, getting down to his right very quickly.
Right, Enzo Martinez, a goal there, denied Johnny Dean a few moments later.
Jamali Wade is a young man, but he's looked like an experienced veteran so far tonight.
A couple of big stops into Martinez. Looked like he might pounce on the rebound for a moment, but could not get it to fall the way he would like. Although Birmingham outshot the Hounds 8-1 there in the first half. Full to show for it. Mike, as both teams come out of the halftime dressing room, got to feel like both teams are relatively pleased with the way the first 45 minutes went.
Both teams showed what quality they have. They also showed that they were very well prepared for each other. They both knew what the other team was likely to want to do in the attack. And we saw these teams a month ago. Second half was very exciting. Lots of opportunities and a bunch of goals as well.
Half really was what proved to be the difference the last time these two teams met. Came out, scored twice after Pittsburgh scored once the opening 45. Legion ready to go. Pittsburgh